Hello. Today we're going to go over dodging. Dodging. I get a lot of people that ask if I can make a guide on dodging. To me, it's just kind of a little blunt sometimes. It's a little too much like common sense, so I haven't made a guide on dodging. But when I was playing with sword, which I'm really not a fan of, I felt like it was too basic, too whatever. But after playing with it for quite a long time, I mean, here, let me just give you an example. I have almost all these 550. These are all above 500. And then if we go into the mastery, like I have a lot of them completed, like almost all of them. So I've played them a lot and I've been super frustrated with them. But then now coming back to other weapons after using the sword, I have a new respect for the sword. The sword, I really learned how to dodge a lot more. I mean, I already knew how to dodge, but consistently throughout a fight, the sword, yeah, especially if you're using, for those of you that aren't familiar with the sword, there's a mod for it. I keep changing my buttons on me. The reactive hilt, where dodge attacks always critically strike. If you know what that means, if you attack while you're in a dodge, you actually come out of your dodge and do a different attack. So a dodge roll into a light or a heavy attack with the sword is automatically always a critical hit. So we'll get back to that in a second on how you actually dodge in this game. Really quick before we get into just some, I'm going to tell you guys how to do this and you're going to look at me and be like, yeah, this is a dumb video, but it's what I'm going to show you is the honest truth, and practice makes perfect. You can't just watch a YouTube video and all of a sudden understand and be better. What I might tell you now, you might not understand. You do get iframes, as in invulnerability frames. Frames as in like frame data. If you've ever played a fighting game, there's frame data, meaning for a certain part of your animation, you're invincible. For you new players, you're not going to have as many issues learning. Back when I started back in May, different weapons, well, really only the chain blades, had a different portion of their dodge that was their iframes. So you had to dodge earlier with chain blades. So when you would change between weapons, it was always like you really had to, there was no muscle memory. You had to, it was frustrating. But now they're all the same. The dodge on chain blades is different. It's still a teleport, but everything else is pretty much a roll. But the dodge timing for all the dodges I'd have to time it to tell you for certain if they're all exactly the same. So from the point that you teleport the chain blade to the end of your teleport, the time it takes versus the time it takes to roll and stand back up, I feel like it's the same. The iframes are also at the very beginning of your dodge roll or your dash. Now the part where you're going to roll your eyes at me. If you want to get better at dodging, obviously, you could be playing the game and practicing in your fights, but literally, if there's a behemoth that you struggle with, go to here, go to pursuit, find your behemoth. Let's just do, and pick a low-level one. Let's do, we're not going to do lesser. Let's do, oh, there's a lesser Ganasher. Yeah, we'll do lesser Ganasher. We'll do lesser Ganasher. All right, here's our training sparring partner. We don't want to do any damage to him. If you're literally wanting to get better at dodging, as boring as it sounds, I mean, it's no different than practicing. Like if you're in a sport, if there's something you're weak at, you go and you focus on your weakness and you make it better. Find whatever behemoth you're struggling with, come over and watch him, stand here, and just calm down and wait for him to attack, and then practice dodging. Stand here and wait. Yep. That should have hit me. Here we go. Oh, that hit me. Maybe I need more practice. I wanted to do like a tail whip or something so I can show you. There you go. Oh, look. Didn't even take damage. Get my point? Look, I rolled right through him. That's the iframes. Yeah. You touched me once, but you've missed everything else. Rolled. So just find it and sit there. And also, what you can do when you are doing this is you can watch their body language and learn what they're doing before they do an attack, so you know what the attack's going to be. It's a good way to practice reading their tells and then learning when to dodge. There are some attacks on some behemoths where their bodies are higher, or big, not higher, fatter or bigger than where their actual hit detection is. If that makes any sense? So, like, Pangar for... Hey, I'm trying to get away from you so I can talk to people. Stay. Bad rodent. Let me come over here. When Pangar is rolling, you know, when it rolls across the map and you have to chase it, if you're standing in front of it, and you try to dodge through it, you're gonna dodge early. We all do, or did. I used to. You're gonna dodge early because the physical mass... Do I have a circle to show you? I don't. The physical mass of the visual isn't the hit box, meaning he has to actually, like, the graphics of his circle. If this is used, it's a terrible example. He has to roll through you visually a little bit before his actual body will hit you. So if you dodge the moment the visual of him rolling at you is about to touch you, you're going to roll through the fake visuals and come out of your roll and get hit by the body of him. It's pretty much like where the center of his circle is touching the ground, and he's so massive that the outer version of his... You have to roll after you disappear inside of his body when he's rolling through you, right? Does that make sense? The bottom portion, the complete vertical center of his sphere, when he's rolling through you, you roll through that. You don't roll when the physical... You don't know what I mean. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. Go practice and you'll get it. I can't explain that. That's... Wow. Anyways. The next thing... The next thing is positioning. So, naturally, if you're new to the game, here's our behemoth. Yeah, it's Fortnite. Shut up. When they attack, let's just say this guy only does a 360-degree AoE attack. He goes, roar, okay? And then it does AoE damage all the way around him. Here's you. Yay. Okay? You following me? So, what happens is, let's say that he does this before he spins. So you know, oh crap, he's gonna hit me, right? So he comes up, and then you run away. Ah! And he spins. And then you run back. When you're running and dodging, you're consuming stamina. And if you have a very stamina-dependent combo you want to do, you're not going to have as much stamina when you're going, ah! Make sense? The other thing, then, why that's bad is because, let's say, it's not this simple, but it's the concept is very similar to how you play this game. Let's say the behemoth does his whoosh 360 attack every 3 seconds, right? So 3 seconds. If he does it, he comes up, he spins 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and you're running back. You're going to come back to him and have less time before he attacks again to pull your combos off. A, you don't have any damage you're doing while you're running around. And B, when you come back and make it connect to the behemoth, you're going to have less time to do damage. So, ideally, again, when the behemoth spins, attacks, or does whatever attack, you want to... His butt was loud on the microphone. You want to dive, roll, or dodge with it. So if it's just a spin, just roll next to the behemoth and come out of your roll still within damaging distance with him. You'll notice when the Gnasher was... Oh, I said it properly. The Gnasher would attack, I would roll through him. Another reason why this is super important, aside from for any weapon, that's the most important thing. Stay close to your target, so when you come out of your dodge, your behemoth is still kind of on attack cooldown, so you get the most benefit out of the downtime before he attacks again. Now, if you're soloing, it's a little different because if you run away, he will chase you, and then it's still, you don't want to do that anyways. In a group, he's going to have aggro on somebody, and so when you're running away and then coming back, you're still losing out on damage. But like I mentioned earlier with the sword, so you have normal attack, but if you roll, that's always going to be a critical hit. If you roll, that's always going to be a critical hit. Now, if the behemoth is right here, because he is, and I roll away, come on, hit me. I go, ah! Well, I stay my. When I roll away, I'm not gonna miss my. I'm gonna miss my hit. So with the sword, you want to roll, and then you can change your. You can when you're rolling and you attack, you can change your direction. See, critical hit. You just always want to stay with them. Boom. The other cool thing about the sword, which is kind of like dodging. Let me get my meter built. Go ahead, come on, get me. Almost there. Okay, now I'm maxed, right? So this is a special that you have to unlock by doing trials. So this is more late game. You early players, if you're watching this, you aren't going to have this ability. But it's the same concept. It's a counter attack, but it works the same way as dodge. So you have to use it right with the same way with the iframe. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to go, no! Don't take any damage, and I just countered it. I'm going to sit here again, wait for him to attack. No! So you can dodge, you can just reflect damage back at him. No! No! Cut his tail off with the counter. Oh, he's pissed. I'd be pissed too. It's okay. So when you're dodging, essentially, if you can learn anything from what I've told you today and rambled on with stupid puppets and whatnot, stay close to your behemoth. Roll with your behemoth. Stay in close so you don't have to run away and run back and lose out on damage. Learn your iframes. Learn your iframes. If there is a behemoth that you are struggling with, practice the behemoth. Get a case of beer, get some coffee, I don't care. Just sit here, put some music on, and just spend like 10 seconds, spend a minute, spend 10 minutes, I don't care, until you feel like you understand the when to dodge on each behemoth. Yep. And I guarantee you, it'll make a world of difference. One other factor on one of the things that I hear people complain about all the time when they first come over to this game is you're stuck in animation. That's not going to go anywhere. That's intentionally. That makes the game challenging. That gives the game skill. If you could just spam attacks and then just dodge on the fly. See, I can't dodge. Tried to dodge. Spam attacks. We'll go back to the fourth hit. Boom. Dodge, 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 dodge. You can't dodge. So you have to know your abilities and your combos and what you can pull off before the behemoth starts to attack. So that's the other thing, is just make sure that you're not button mashing and going into a combo. 3, 4, look at that animation. I do a double hit. That's the fourth hit in the combo. That's animation. So if I commit to that fourth hit and the behemoth is starting to wiggle his nose, let's say the behemoth goes roar before he does his spin attack, and I'm like, psh, I'm going to hit him you fourth time. You're stupid. If he's getting ready to attack, stop button mashing. You need to get in the habit of tapping your combos and learning when you can do your combos versus just mashing your button. If you mash your button, you're going to preload your combo and you're going to be in animation and you're not going to be able to dodge. So that's the second most important thing, I guess, for dodging is learning your combos and not button mashing so you can dodge accordingly. And then learning how to dodge against the behemoths, just boot them up. Just boot them up, come in, hang out, dance around with it for a little bit, put some music on, and you're good to go. Anyways, hopefully that's helpful. I really don't know how else to do a guide on this. I get this question a lot on how to dodge better. And this is it. This is how I learned. So, again, hopefully it helped. If not, at least maybe they were helpful. Anyways, I'm out. I stream daily over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi between the late night hours of 8 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's West Coast United States. You can follow me on Twitter for news, updates, and goofiness at SlyGumbi. We got a Discord channel and tons of other Dauntless links down in the description below. And with that, I'm out. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.